Hey everyone, it's Simi Sarah here, and I'm back with another speed build. This is a large family home. I built it in Windenburg with on the lot of the summer home, and this home ends up being really large. I was like using Pinterest to come up with a design for this house, and it becomes like a very large farmhouse, but it doesn't like have the homestead feeling. So I don't have like chickens or gardens or anything like that. Although that would be something that would be like really easy to add if that's more the thing you like to do. I love this home. I love the two entrances. There's going to end up being like a side entrance and a main entrance. And initially, when I built this house, I was for the interior, I was going to do like a mid-century style, but then I really just was like feeling like with it being a farmhouse, I kind of wanted to pull it back into a little bit more of the farmhouse vibe. So you will end up seeing like I might change out a door or two and then turn it into more of a cottage feeling instead of like a mid-century feeling. Initially, what I was going to do with that mid-century was thinking that maybe the people who lived there, like the farming people, or like the original owners maybe had like updated in like the 70s or something. But like I said, I decided not to go that route. So this ends up being technically 3 bedrooms that I use. It definitely can add a fourth downstairs that I right now have built as an office. So it's like 3 really large bedrooms with I think 2.5 baths. Yeah. So one full bath upstairs for the kids, one for the master, and then downstairs in the first level in the laundry room, I kind of create like a guest working half bathroom. So it looks a little like industrial and tucked in behind the laundry area, but I love that because it just feels so like real to a farmhouse. The exterior, I actually start building on a very flat like plot, but I decided to use the terrain tool and kind of build up into it and just kind of give this home a little bit more life into it, or like the lot itself, just because I'm obsessed with like the exterior of this house. I think it just turned out so cute, and it took a lot of work to get it all like working, like the roofs and the windows, because I use a whole bunch of different types of windows and doors. So yeah, like that front entryway or that front door is going to change. I tried to go with the blue thing, but it didn't end up working that way. But so I used the terrain tool and built up this house a bit on a hill, and then the backyard is more to the left of the house instead of behind it. So that side entrance will like come out into your backyard or side yard, which I think ends up being like a really neat playable spot because it's right off of the kitchen, which is really fun for large families, especially as they're running out of the door for school or whatever it is, or to play out on their playground in the play set. So I love that idea. Um, so really works well for a large family. Otherwise, I mean, 3 bedrooms wouldn't be too hard to come up with different hobbies and things to fill it up if you don't have a large family. But I use a lot of loft beds upstairs in the kids' room to fit in more kids. And then I ideally, like when I built it, the rooms, I built like it for one girl's room and one boy's room. And the boy's room has like a teenager and a toddler. And then the girl's room is like, in my mind, I had like 2 girl kids and then one maybe like female teenager. So that's kind of like how I decorated it, but really it's definitely up to your choosing and how you want to do that. But I am working on the landscaping on the front. I wanted to keep it really like family orientated in terms of like mom is just busy with kids and making making sure the kids get to school on time and having their lunches packed and things. So I wanted the landscaping to be like low maintenance, yet at the same time have just a little bit of color right next to the side porch, kind of like maybe the one area that mom is willing to go out and weed and take care of type of thing. So that ends up being a very like manicured, nice little space right there with like rocks as landscaping. You'll notice that I actually use the tool mod to elevate our items like down a lot so that it can go into the terrain. I find that the terrain tool is typically so like scary to use because items in The Sims just don't click. Like they click, but like click to floating instead of like in the ground or looking natural. So that's like I feel like most people they stay away from terrain paint or terrain because of that. But with the tool mod, it made me so much more confident. I was able to take these stairs and make the bushes go into the ground so it looks more natural. I was able to use rocks that went into the ground. In fact, even like the trees that I end up placing on the lot, I sink them in using the tool mod in order for it to basically look like that tree is like in like part of the hill, right? Part of the land. It doesn't have to be on a perfectly flat lot space. But just so you know, if you do download this on the gallery, my username is Simisarah, Simisarah. You do not need to use the tool mod in order to download this. It will work just like normal. So when you download it, it will have all of those items exactly how I have them. So that's something that if you're like, the tool mod is so confusing, which it most definitely is, but it's so useful once you get the hang of it. I haven't quite figured out everything I can do with the tool mod, and I'm not an expert by any means, but I feel like I understand the elevation much more, which is very helpful because that's like definitely one of the top things that I use it for, at least at this point. But in the inside, I also use the tool mod in order to size down a couple of items or size. I've honestly, I have never sized up a Sims item using the tool mod until this build. So you'll see me size up like a little bench upstairs for the kids' space, as well as down here in the living room. I end up sizing up the jukebox. Sims items are usually so like much larger than they need to be that you don't ever have to size things up other than with the 9 key. But the jukebox was just kind of an odd size. I felt like it wasn't the same size as maybe a like realistic jukebox. So I sized that one up. And then actually I did use the tool item also for pictures. Um I struggle so much with wall art because I feel that there's just not a lot of beautiful art for the walls that fit like a variety of styles. So especially like the cottage living, I feel like there's a couple of them that work. But like if you like look at modern ones, there's just not a lot of modern art and it just feels very repetitive, especially because of the sizing. If the sizing doesn't work, you can't do anything about it. But with the tool mod, you're more able to do something with it. So that makes me happy to have that. Um, I have been like working on trying to create like neat type of rooms with this build. So what I mean by that is we typically have a kitchen, a living room, sometimes a dining room that's separated, sometimes part of it, things like that. But in this lot, I actually was able to add two more unique rooms. I added a walk-in pantry for our kitchen space, which is right there to the right through that door. And what that basically is a working space for um, like you think a pantry is like for storing food, but also in this case, it's usable because I put the coffee maker in there as well as a microwave. So it kind of just takes the clutter off of the main counters that are in the kitchen and it puts them in basically like a back room so it doesn't look so like cluttered. But here you'll see me placing one of my favorite gallery like tool things that I think it's Sim Lucy, like she created those hanging wall mugs and I really love them because it looks like, they're hanging on the wall instead of always having to use the like little rack that there is. So that's like the she used the tool mod to get those mugs up in the air and like hooks and things and so I just didn't even bother having to use tools since she already did it. Um so that is like my one special room is the pantry, and I'll talk about the next one in a moment. But this here is our like formal dining room. So I do have a giant table in the kitchen space that's like a rounded one, and then this one I count as more of our formal one. I love adding like a fireplace in here. It makes it feel very like um, I guess like older homes, like having fireplaces in a lot of the rooms type of thing. I also use the tool mod like here to get this buffet thing fitting a little bit nicer, and I make this china cabinet a little larger. Such odd like sizes. I don't know. It drives me nuts, but that's okay. The tool mod is a lifesaver. But this is my second special room, and it's right off the kitchen. This is our laundry room. And the reason I think this is like a little more special is because not only is it the laundry room, but I have a bathroom, a little half bath right through that door where like guests can use, but is kind of like very like you see that a lot in farmhouses, how the bathroom is kind of tucked away in like an industrial room or like a working room. So I try to keep this room feeling a little bit industrial with like the hanging light bulb with no shade. You know, you got your sink that looks industrial, and then even like the floor, I use like the linoleum tiles to keep it really like simple. So yeah, this is like the second room that I really tried to make unique and special and fit this place, this home, like the farmhouse vibe with this home. So I love this room as well. I'm always trying to find wall art and wall sculptures because I feel like it's so frustrating that there's just not a lot of options for that. So it's one thing I would love to see more of. But like I said, this is a working pantry. If you wanted, you could make this pantry a bathroom, like a full bathroom, if that is more like what you like to see. But I also put the trash can in there too. So you'd have to kind of move some of those items around if you want to turn that into a full bathroom downstairs. But there's a lot of possibilities with this like this house. The exterior is just stunning, and the like the um layout of the house, like there are so many possibilities that you could go with. So, you know, just if you're interested in like just taking the exterior part of the house and then like trying to create your own layout, that would be such a fun thing to do as well. If you do that, you should hashtag it with Simi Sarah on the gallery and then re-upload it so that I can get like a preview of what you turned it into. In the living room here, I have another fireplace. I tried using these sofas that are like bright pink, and they work well with the decor to the max buffet table right there, and then as well as the decor to the max like wallpaper that I have. And they don't even come with that kit, but I think they worked out. I don't necessarily love how maybe like plasticky or maybe that type of texture, but I think like it was worth it because I love that this couch has pillows, and I wish more couches had that specific, I guess you could say like specific feature to it. I know you can like use the tool mod and like turn our new cushion like from the spa day into a pillow. I've seen people do that as a workaround for pillows, but I don't know. It would just be nice if there were more awesome couches like the Paranormal Pack couch. That one is by far my favorite couch, and I wish I could use it all the time. The Cottage Living couch is actually a close second in terms of my favorite one as well, or like couches I like. So that's another one that I like to use too. But I tried to reach outside the box and use these couches here for our living room. But then I am moving on, and this is the room that I use as an office and like a little bit of a workout room. And this could easily be turned into another bedroom if you're wanting to have more beds or more space or the kids having their own room. But for the sake of like getting as many skill building items as possible into this house, I use this room as an office, as a like also just as a like a exercise place too. I think that's kind of realistic, at least in my mind, like that you use one room for multiple functions and not just like one and keeping it simple. But anyways, up here is our set. This is our second floor, and this second floor has a giant landing right here in the middle, and I did that on purpose because I really wanted to turn it into like a multi-purpose room. So this turns into like the kids and teenagers like play space. I use the tool mod to make this bench fit just like perfectly in that window. Um, so I even get like that llama table in here so that kids can play with that. And I just wanted it to feel very much like a play space for the kids since they are all sharing rooms. Like they don't have a ton of toys in their rooms. They have the necessities of clothing and like different storage containers in order to store some of their knickknacks, but really I kept it as plain as possible for the kids' rooms in order to fit what like I thought would realistically work. But this is our like master suite. So if you notice it had a hallway leading into this bathroom. I really love having little hallways before entering a bedroom as just almost like a second barrier to the noise or and gives it a little bit more privacy from the like playroom. So the bathroom is connected to the hallway, but that bathroom is really only used by the master bath. And I went ahead and just like did the bathroom later on, and I decided not to like record it as I felt like it was already like the recording was already so long. So this is our first bedroom. Same thing. There's actually a little hallway that connects from the playroom, and it actually connects this bedroom as well as the boys' bedroom and the bathroom all together through that hallway. I have this built for 3 girls, and I mentioned that earlier. So I tried to give them a little bit of unique like storage space that's specific for them, maybe holding their toys or something that they love. And then I create a wardrobe for all of them right here, and it's kind of like they have similar items and things, but they all have their own and it's different. I end up leaving that back little nook empty. I kind of wish I went and filled it, but I kind of left it empty for a couple of reasons. I thought maybe if you wanted to either add another bed back there, depending on how big of a family this is, maybe it's another toddler, or it could be turned into a yoga place or a workout place for Sim as well. So kind of can use that as you will, as you want. Yeah. The boys' room only ends up having like two boys beds. So we have a toddler bed as well as then like a lofted bed for a teenage boy. I thought maybe the oldest was a boy and then like the youngest was a boy in the family, but you can make it however you want. And I use the decor to the max wallpaper with these cute tigers, ferocious. I also love that I added closets in all of the bedrooms. I really wanted to make sure it felt like this home was like built in and had lots of like built in like storage spaces and things like that. So that's how I did that. But we're coming back out here to make this a very fun place for the kids and for the family to hang out. I do use the tool in order to get like some of these things so that they're not sticking like an elevated above the hill. I get these bikes in here. I was trying to use the tool mod to flip this bike so it looked like it was laying down, but it didn't work out. But that's okay. But anyways, thanks so much for watching my video. I really appreciate the view. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy these screenshots. Thanks for watching.